good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Bull City Hangout 823. I'm Pat Murray. I publish the Durham Skywriter as Durham's online community paper, which you can check out at durhamskywriter.com. Now, with Bull City Hangout, I tell you what's happening today in Durham and invite you to click on that button on the Facebook site and join me on camera, shoot the breeze, share information, promote yourself, etc. So I'm going to start out reading just a couple of items from the Word page, the nonprofit and government information page. Let's see, I always like to point out that I do have listed on the Word page city and county programs that are really helpful. Like you can get a fat trapper, which is a way to, the city's way to keep us from pouring fats and oils down the sink. I'll show you one next time I mention it. Every now and then I do mention it. Let me just go ahead and just do it real quick. Give me a second. It's totally free, and you can send from the city online, and they will send you one of these, and it is called a fat trapper. So you can, again, you can send for this, and you'll get it within like a couple. I got mine in a couple of weeks, and so you open it up, and there are several bags inside. They're like resealable aluminum bags that you can put the oils and juices and, grease into these, and then you seal them. And then when they're full, you can toss them in the, in the trash. Also, you will receive, and again, this is free, folks, so why not send for these? And they ask you how many you need. So if you have, your neighbor upstairs or your kid's house, whatever. So you get a couple of these, as I think just one of these per pack. This is like a strainer thing. And then you get, let's see, so you get like 3 of these bags. Oh, wait a minute, this is more than 3. Well, you get a bunch of these bags. Okay, so you get a bunch. Wonderful bags. Whoa, I just dropped the eraser. You get a complimentary eraser, and which is on the floor right now. That's okay. And then you get a scraper thing, so you can scrape the, as you're doing the dishes, scrape all of the oil or grease out of your pan. You can do that. And then this is a jar opener, which is great. And then a couple of, naturally a couple of promotional items from the city. So it's really wonderful. It's called a fat trapper. You can send for it. The link is right there on the Word page. And then let me put everything back in here. And like I said, you'll get it within a couple of weeks. So there you go. All righty. Let me grab my iPad. And of course, there's the rental assistance program that's run by the city and the county together to help people whose jobs have been affected. Oh, forgot this. Have been affected by COVID. So you can actually get help for up to a year, 15 months if you're in real trouble. They can also help you pay for your utilities, your heat, air conditioning, etc. Sometimes even internet access. There you go. Okay, let's see what else is on the Word page. The libraries are open today. I think the Bragtown is not open, but the rest of the libraries are open until 8 this evening, which is wonderful. And it's so hot. If you're like me, you don't have air conditioning in your house. The library, one of the libraries are all air conditioned. It's a wonderful place to hang out, and hang out in that main library because that is the bomb. That's a wonderful spot. Actually, they're all great. Okay, now let's see what is on the docket for Durham Tech. The Durham Technical Community College and Small Business Center is downtown, and they have free workshops. Of course, they're online right now. I have taken the opportunity to go ahead and list workshops from across the state. They're all free. You just sign up in advance and then attend. They're great. So today there's 2 classes. How to build your credit score, and that's from 6 until 8 this evening. And then how to write a business plan. And that comes in handy when you're writing, I think it's when you're trying to get bank loans and that sort of thing. So that is from, excuse me, 6:30 until 7:30, and that's this evening. All righty. Let me mention real quick the North Carolina Reading Service, which is really hip. So if you know someone who's visually impaired or otherwise unable to read regular, newspapers and magazines, printed materials, then you can sign them up for the North Carolina Reading Service. It used to be called the, what was it called? The Triangle Radio Reading Service. So basically, volunteers go to the Raleigh office, and then and they're socially distancing with the, I think they have ways to protect people from encountering each other closely, because they are actually, talking. So these volunteers talk into the mic, and they record newspaper articles, even advertisements, magazine articles, that sort of thing. And it's really great. So people who are visually impaired can tune in. Let me get this right. It used to be just one way they could do this. Now there's several ways. So users can now listen via their smartphones, their tablets, computers, laptops. They can go on the website, and any of their smart-enabled devices like Alexa. And it's really great. Now, if the person who is visually impaired happens to be elderly or otherwise not on the internet, you can still sign them up, because they still make available these little radios that are specially tuned to one particular frequency. Then they turn on the radio, and then they could listen to the volunteers read these articles. So everything's free for the users. But of course, they hope that we donate to them, because it is a cost. There is a cost of $70 per receiver. The users get to borrow the receivers for a pretty long time. So again, they don't charge them. So if you're able to donate, they would really appreciate that. And of course, if you want to be a volunteer reader, they would love that too. So contact them using the phone number or email address or website address that I have, URL that I have put there right on the word page of the Durham Skywriter. All right, let's see what else here. I think there's one more article I want to tell you about. Western auction is not done with Northgate Mall just yet. So they're having yet another auction next Tuesday, which is the 31st at 6 o'clock. It's going to be online. So you can actually click on the link that I've provided on the Word page, and then you can see what's up for offer from Northgate Mall. Have a bit of history in your backyard or office or retail spot or whatever. So on that same day, next Tuesday from 10 to 2, you can actually visit Northgate and look at the items that are up for offer. You do have to sign up, of course. So everything that you need, all the information is right there on the Word page. All right, now let's go to the health page, to your health. Of course, I have your COVID updates. Let's see. All the different places, or many of the different places that you can get free vaccines, including the Durham County Department of Public Health. You can just stroll in without an appointment from 9 to 4 or 9 to 6 on Tuesdays without an appointment. Just stroll in and get vaccinated. It's that easy. And that's on weekdays. Now, the Lincoln Community Health Center has the same offer. Stroll in without an appointment from 9 to 11 on weekdays, but also 1 to 4 on weekdays. And there's other places, and they're listed on the health page. All righty, let's see. I think there's a blood drive today. Yeah. The American Red Cross is having a blood drive, and that is going on, let's see. Oh, it already started. They are at the Imperial Center, Winchester, and that's 4309 Emperor Boulevard. That sounds like it's off Highway 40. Sounds like it, pretty sure. And that is going on until 4 o'clock this afternoon. So if you could help out, they'd really appreciate that. All righty, let's go to the, let's click on the big blue button at the top of the health page. It's called the Health Events button. There it is right there. So you can click on that, and let's see what support groups are meeting today, with it being the 23rd. There's one meeting going on this evening, the Duke Cancer Patient Support Program. They're having their next virtual prostate cancer support group, and this is for patients and their families. This will be this afternoon from 4 until 6. It's free, of course, and it's online. And then tomorrow will be the Young Adult Oncology Social Meetup, and that's tomorrow evening. I'll tell you about that. I'm just giving you a heads up for tomorrow. All righty, let's go to the Let's Go page, and that is the calendar of events page. New Visions of Africa restaurant, they'll be distributing free meals today from 3 until 6. So if you are in need, just stop by, wear a mask, of course, and just stop by and get a free meal. They'll hand it right to you. You can eat on the picnic table right outside. They're next door to W.D. Hill. You've probably seen it. They're on Fayetteville Street. Or you can just take it home. They'll put it in a plastic bag for you. Just take it home. There you go. Now, Legal Aid NC, they're hosting Home. That stands for Housing on Monday evening. That's from 4 until 5. And that is where they talk about just a different range of topics, all related to housing, for example, evictions, whatever. They can answer some of your questions. So again, this is from 4 until 5 this afternoon, and it's free and it's online. And let me remind you, if you'd like to join me on camera to shoot the breeze or promote yourself, you are welcome to do so. You can just click right now and just sit and wait if you like, and I'll bring you on right after the weather. And I'm almost done here. Okay. So there's going to be, let's see. So I said there's 4 to 5. Okay. African dance class is online until next month. I thought they were going to go ahead and, they, being the Hayti Heritage Center, open it up for the public. But with the Delta variant, they had to push it back to September. So they're still having it. It's online. The African dance class is 6:30 until 7:30. So you can go ahead and pay online $5 and then attend the class, which is also online. Okay, Marvis Fun is having her Stay Well virtual line dance class from 7 until 8. It's on Zoom. Learn the steps, finally. If you've been wanting to learn the steps to the latest line dances, you can do so. It's free and it's really fun. Also this evening, 𝗕𝗨𝗟𝗟, that's the Brazilian drum ensemble. They will be rehearsing in Durham Central Park this evening, 7 until 8. And by then, it should probably start getting cooler. So you can go ahead, take out your lawn chair, bring a beverage or whatever, and just enjoy some nice Brazilian drumming. It's free because they're just rehearsing. So you can sit under the pavilion in your lawn chair, or I think the grass should probably be dry by now. I know it rained yesterday. If you think it could be dry by now, bring your blanket or whatever. Maybe get one of those tarps from Dollar Tree and put it under there first, and then put the towel or blanket on top. You can do that. Did I tell you the time? Yes, from 7 until 8. 𝗕𝗨𝗟𝗟. Let's see. Oh, let me mention for tomorrow. Okay, so tomorrow, New Visions of Africa restaurant will have their weekly grocery giveaway starting at 12:30. And this is where people in need, you line up. You can park, you go around the store, park in the W.D. Hill parking lot right there on Fayetteville Street, and then get in line. Make sure that you give one of the people with the clipboard. Look for someone with a clipboard. Give them your name. And then when they call out your name, then, of course, you can get your groceries. And they give away a lot of groceries. So if you're in need, try to get someone to take you. If you're on foot or you're on the bus, the 5 or the 5K, please try to have a rollaway cart because you're going to be inundated with groceries. I'm just saying. Okay, and that starts at 12:30 while supplies last. Okay, let's check the weather. Then I have a couple of videos to show you. Let's see. It is 88 right now, and I'm feeling it is humid out there. It's sunny. It's going up to 91. It's going to be sunny just about all day. And then around dinner time, it'll be like partly sunny. Then tomorrow it's going to be 93 and sunny. And I'm really surprised because like last week, we were thinking that this week was going to be totally rainy and thunderstorms. But it looks like, our weather is affected by the tropical storms and whatnot. So it looks like the only day it's going to rain this week is going to be Wednesday with a 30% chance of a thunderstorm. But it will be in the low 90s all week. And that's all the way up to, next Tuesday, as far as they know. I mean, you never really know. So let me show you a couple of videos. The long ball RBI teen baseball program ended. And Pat James, I want to give her a huge thumbs up. not just Pat James, but her family, her friends, her coaches, her volunteers, and of course, oh, Jackie. Okay, wait. Oh, let me know what happened, Jackie. Jackie tried to get on and couldn't. Let me know if you're using your phone or laptop or what, because I know with your phone, if you're using an iPhone, you need to be on Safari. Otherwise, if you're on a computer, I think you have to be on Chrome. So please try again, and I'll continue showing these little videos. So I went to the banquet, long ball RBI banquet yesterday, and boy, the rain really hit right before it started. The rain really, really came down. Still, it didn't bother anybody because the food was great. The young men showed up. Some of them were dressed real nice, and they all got like free T-shirts, and the coaches got free caps and T-shirts. There were shout outs all around. Now, this is a program you don't really need to sleep on. If you have a young male in your family and, in school age, a teenager, you might want to think about this, because I noticed that the program is getting a little bit more diverse because other folks are seeing this opportunity where their kid gets to play baseball and get coached at a very high level. You know what I'm saying? And there's scholarship money. They got scholarship money. All these donations came flying in. Of course, they're also supported in part by the Durham Bulls. So don't sleep on this. And as you know, when it comes to baseball, there's a lot of opportunities for college scholarships. So just say, Dr. Jackie Brown is here. Wonderful. Finally. I didn't know it was doctor. Okay. But let me show these little videos real quick, and then let's meet Jackie Brown. So again, this is from the long ball RBI teen baseball program. And here's Pat James to tell us all about it.
Hi, I'm Pat James. I oversee the long ball Durham triple play inner city baseball program. This is our 13th season, and it was a couple of hiccups, but the Lord moved them out the way. And we finished, today is our end of the season banquet. We got rained out for the tournament champs, so this year we'll have 2 tournament champs in the junior and 2 in the senior, so we'll be co-champs. We've been around for 13 years, and the young men, they really enjoy playing baseball. And I'm glad we got an opportunity to let them continue to play minus the expense of it. So we're a minor league charity. We're
501c3.
501c3 nonprofit, so all donations are nonprofit status. We'd appreciate your help so we can keep these young men on the field. We've had over 2,000 kids come to our program now in the last 13 years. And next year, in 2022, we'll be hosting the Mid-Atlantic Regionals right here in Durham, where over 500 kids will be traveling to Durham to play baseball and softball. So come on out and support your Durham team.
Thank you, Pat.
Thank you.
Awesome. And now here's a little bit of entertainment. There were 3 young musicians who were really great. So this is Tiffany, and I should give their full names, Tiffany Agerston and Christian Hall on keyboards. Not shown is Courtney Bailey. She sang during a couple of other songs, but let's just a quick sample.
That you know will melt away. And then a hero comes along with the strength to carry on. And you cast your fears aside, and you know you can survive. So when you feel lost.
Nice. Sorry to cut her off mid-syllable, but anyway. So congratulations to everyone involved, including the young players, because that's what the program's all about, the young baseball players. And I think Pat said that next year there's going to be softball too. And as you know, there's also softball scholarships, just saying. you don't have to necessarily say, well, I don't want to be a professional athlete, so why would I go after a scholarship? Some people realize that only 2% of college athletes make it to the major leagues. It's really a wonderful way to get that education, just saying. Let's bring on Dr. Jackie Brown, meet her for the first time. Oh, wait, let's do the music. Good afternoon.
Oh, right.
There we
Good
go.
afternoon.
How are you?
Good.
Finally
Good
meeting
to
you.
see you. I know. I feel like I know you already. We've been interacting so much. Thank you for all your support. And we really enjoy everything that you're doing too. I wish that a lot of people would really take time to listen to, what you're doing in terms of all the content that you're bringing to us each day, because it's a wealth of information regarding things that's happening in and around the Durham area. And I think it's just really great that you take time to do it. It seems like it's effortless to you, but I know that a lot goes into doing it. So thank you.
It's not effortless. But I love doing it, though. I really love this. I mean, I first started getting into media back home in Chicago when I realized that the low-income neighborhood that I had moved to, actually returned to as an adult, I realized that a lot of people felt bad about living there, and also a lot of people felt there was nothing going on. Yeah. And I said, there's a lot going on. It's just, unfortunately, people in our community were never making the news unless there was violence involved.
Exactly. Yeah. So, and I think that's the same thing with Durham, and that's one of the reasons why, and I think that's one of the reasons you wanted to have me on today, and I really appreciate the invite. And I started the Durham Community NC page because I felt the same. I feel the same way that you do about what you said about your Pride neighborhood. Is that a lot of people think when they think of Durham, they think in something negative, the violence, etc. But there's a lot of things, positive things happening in Durham, and I think we need to seize every opportunity to shine the light on the good too. In every neighborhood, there are bad things. There's the good, bad, and the ugly. We need to talk about all of them, all of the things. And I think we could move forward when we do that. So that's why, again, I started the Durham Community NC page. And recently, I started the Durham NC Ladies Connection because I saw it was a lot of things out there for the women in the triangle, which that's good. But I just wanted to, sometimes you have to be targeted and focused, so I just wanted to just shine the light on things that's going on in Durham for the women too. And as women, a lot of times we get caught up in the big, broad spectrum, but we're women with unique needs, and we just need to be able to nurture and just minister to each other in our own little space. So that's why I started. And this, so far, the turnout has been good. The response, as anything, it has to grow. And that's the same thing with the Durham community page. So I really encourage and invite all the ladies of Durham, get the word out. And let me just add that you don't have to be from Durham to, we are including everyone. If you have an interest in Durham, or some information that might be relevant to the ladies of Durham, just get the word out that page is Durham NC Ladies Connections, and then I put dash in etc. because it could be others too, etc. And then the page for Durham is Durham Community NC page. So we really encourage you to come out and just tell us what's going on in Durham, or just talk about things that's relevant to where you are in Durham. And I think that as we grow, more people will be aware of it, because we're getting people asking us to include them on the group daily. So we're growing, and we just really grateful for the response. Yeah.
And I really appreciate you doing this, because And it looks like you're cut off a little at the top there.
Okay, that's what I was thinking too.
Let
me see. Okay, is that? Let
go.
me see if I hold it up because I'm on my phone, not my computer.
Oh, okay.
Is that better?
Oh, that's a lot better. Mm-hmm.
Okay, let me turn my head down. Yeah.
But I really appreciate you doing this because I'm just a one-person crew when it comes to the Durham Skywriter, and I'll go to your page. And I'm like, oh, I need to put this on the Durham Skywriter page. I need to do a write-up, and I really appreciate it because I do get quite a bit of information from your Facebook pages. I really appreciate it because it's almost kind of like you're on my team, so to speak, without even knowing it.
True. It's the same because when I saw what you were doing, I'm like, let me invite her onto the Durham NC page. And there's another lady that's really, and you know who I'm talking about, ladonna Allison. I have to shout her out because she's keeping a lot of people going. In fact, I see some of the pages, and not saying it to say anything, where the people that started the page, the admin, their ladonna is putting more into those pages than she is. So these are the people that you want on your team. These are the same people you want sitting on your bench with you, you know? So I'm just really happy. And like, if I didn't have you and ladonna, and there are others, then, you know, I have to work a little harder, but we have to, you know, iron sharpen iron. We want to help each other. So that's why I'm shouting out your page, your broadcast whenever I can, because I think a lot of times people might just see, you know, and they get so used to it. Oh yeah, she's gonna post that out there. But are you really taking the opportunity to press the button or tune in to see what's going on? You know, you're doing a lot of amazing things. It's a wealth of information. You're doing the work for a lot of people. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And not only that, we know you as DJ 𝗕𝗨𝗟𝗟. That, you know, you a lady of many hats.
I love my music. You know, I'm gonna be DJing this Saturday. You know, Operation Backpack. So I hope you can come out to Streets of South Point.
Oh, so that's where it is, at the Streets of South Point? Can you make sure you put that on the page? Because I know you were going to be doing something down at the bus terminal, and that's what I was asking you.
Yeah, that was on Friday.
Oh, it was. So the parking, sometimes the parking is an issue for people, especially downtown. But yeah, just put the information out there.
Yeah, now they have all those apartments over there. I don't know about the parking situation.
I know.
You know, I need to find out because they have built so much.
They're doing so much. I don't want to say too much, but it's a lot going on. This is, I mean, I hope we don't turn into I know we can't get to the metro level, but we are, you know, we getting there quick. We going quick though. Because Durham, when I came here so many years ago, you would have never thought that Durham would have grown at the pace that it's grown. Now it's amazing. I mean, we need it, but you know.
How long have you been here?
Since '88.
Hi, I see somebody next to you.
My little granddaughter. She's going to her first grade tomorrow, but she has open house today.
Awesome.
Yeah, she's going to first grade. She's never been to school. Kindergarten was done online. So.
Oh, that's wild.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I don't even know if we're gonna know. I don't know if my hand. I think that's from. I'm trying to see why my hand is showing that. Okay. I think we won't really know. Say hi, Aaron. Hi. I don't know if we'll really know the impact of what's happened, the effects of the kids not going to kindergarten, for example, or the years that the kids didn't. I mean, I think we'll realize it maybe some years away, you know, many years down the road. We don't, because for example, my granddaughter did a lot of things sitting here online, but I can remember being in kindergarten, you know, all the touching and the, you know, interpersonal, you know, when I say touching, we played with clay and we played with the little wooden houses and the wooden bus and we did the finger painting. We did all kinds of things. But now the children, all they did was just go online, And I don't know how much that will affect them really. I think nobody does.
And they also, I mean, the interpersonal things, like learning how to share, and argument abatement, and that sort of thing.
Yeah, I feel like I'm getting away from you with this phone. It's weird. Yeah, but I'm glad I was able to come on.
So with kindergarten being online, now, I don't know that, I haven't been a little kid for such a long time. Remember back in the olden days, I don't even know if they're still doing it, where they would have the little cots and the kids would take a nap?
They would take naps. And I remember they had some. Oh, well, I don't know what they do now, to be honest. I just can't imagine. I think they actually have the kids bring what they did in preschool was they had them bring their own little cover, and then they would have what they call quiet time. So I guess if you don't go to sleep, but you got to be quiet, So that's it. And then I remember in kindergarten that they passed the cream around and we shook it into the milk or something, and it turned to cream. And it was fun. I remember all of that. And we played with these little plastic puppets, the hand puppets, and saying all this crazy
you really
stuff.
Enjoyed your kindergarten.
Yeah, and I remember in first grade too. Wow. Now this was in North Carolina. I remember in first grade missing some spelling words and getting paddled by my first grade teacher too in front of everybody. Yeah, they had corporate. Yeah, they did. Imagine that today. Yeah, we had all of that.
Getting a child for making a mistake.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, if you miss your so many spelling words, you get paddled. I mean, in front of the class, they would lay you across. She laid you across her lap and she paddled you. That was allowed too. It was permissible.
Okay. Yeah, let's not do that anymore. That sounds kind of violent.
No, I don't think so. I don't think we won't do that anymore. Yeah.
So, does your little granddaughter have all of her school supplies?
Oh yeah, it was sort of challenging because my daughter, I actually went and bought some things yesterday, the little composition book, little things she couldn't find. I think she's gotten everything except just some erasable markers. And then my daughter was trying to figure out when they said, you have to bring so many supplies, but you're doing it so that the other kids, and as well as yours too, can partake off of it. So it's not like you're buying it for kids that don't have it. And there's nothing wrong with that, but you're buying it because your kids are also going, like, for example, I think if they need to use some wet wipes, maybe everybody uses that, so the teacher want everybody to put in the pool, and so when it's time to pull out for your kid too, it would be there as well. So I think that's a good concept. I think it is. And I think our church actually had a back to school over at Cornwallis and Daymarport, and it was one other place yesterday. They had the media there as well, and they also collaborate with the police and fire department. So they've been doing that. We've been doing it for years. So yesterday, after church was when they actually did it for this year.
That's beautiful. There's been a lot of school supply giveaways, and of course this this one that I'll be playing out on Saturday, that's Operation Backpack. And I hope you took your granddaughter to the Durham County, the back to school bash. It was huge.
Oh no. I didn't know about it.
Stadium.
Oh no, I didn't, I didn't know about that.
Oh, you gotta watch my show every day so you don't miss out on
stuff. But I'm so busy, boy. I just,
I understand.
It's hard. Yeah, it's hard.
I know.
Yeah. So
I really hope that the school year goes well for all the kids, because
me too.
Some of them actually did well.
Yeah.
Going online.
I think so.
Others did not.
Yeah. There was a struggle, I think. It's just everything. It's like I think in America, a lot of times the problem is that the schools will try often try to put kids in one model. One size doesn't fit all. So you have to teach and understand what each individual child needs. And but because of the resources, the lack of educators, I know that's difficult. So hopefully us working together in a collaborative way, is like, don't put the onus just on the teacher. As the parent, when the children comes home, you should be reinforcing, and we should be working together. I think that we'll have better success doing it that way.
Yeah, and I appreciate that Durham Public Schools has a parent academy to help the parents help the kids, and I really appreciate that as well. When I first moved here, there's a program called RAMP. And I can't remember what it stands for, but basically it was helping the parents understand math concepts, because a lot of us have forgotten our math.
Oh yeah, tell me about it.
Really we're good at it. And I hope they start that program up again, because basically it was practical math, like teaching you, like taking your kids grocery shopping and learning math by looking at the prices and figuring out how many of this and that you need. So I hope they start that up again.
Yeah, I think that's smart to do that. Start at the beginning, really, where the child, how they relate, instead of just giving them money to buy $120 pair of sneakers, for example. Let them, get a sense of what it took. And then also, a lot of times kids, when they do go in stores, they're just thinking in terms of, not all children, it's not universal thinking in terms of getting what they want, but do you know how to add and do the math? Do you know if somebody gives you more or less than you need back in terms of the change and everything? So, I think as parents,
can you figure out how much this is with tax?
We need to seize the opportunity at every opportunity to educate our children, instead of thinking, well, they need to learn that in school. And now, sometimes we're forced to do things, because I've heard a lot of parents say how they were basically forced to put in a situation because of the pandemic and having to teach. They had to become the teacher of their child. And I hopefully they came away with knowledge, but also respect for what the educators do on a daily basis and what goes into it. So we, and you know what, we just shout out to the educators now too, while we on this broadcast. Thank you for all you doing. And just like they say, more power to you. Because I mean, me myself, I'm retired. I was a professor, but I tell you what, being in a school with children at the elementary or grade school level, you have to have a special calling, to me, a passion for that, because it is, even helping my granddaughter with her work, and it's like, what? It's like, when is this pandemic gonna be over, so that so, and her mother has been good with staying. But then the challenge too for my daughter was, she was working from home, but then trying to teach a little my granddaughter had a cubby in the house too. And so my daughter was there on the computer, but yet trying to interact with this child that knew nothing about, school. So, we all had to learn and grow.
Well, I hope this school year goes well. And I have a feeling, I'm not going to even say what my feelings are, but if the kids have to do the online thing again, I just hope it goes well. And if they do have to, if they are able to attend school in person throughout the whole year, I do hope that people realize that kids are resilient. And even though you might feel that they can't wear masks, kids do whatever they have to do.
But I actually saw something on TV about that today or maybe last night, they were saying that the teachers really, they were suggesting like the children are, they said they're resilient, but still the teachers, instead of just getting into the academics, they need to deal with the mental or psychological or social part of it. Just don't rush them, because it's a lot. And then think now, some of the kids, this is going to be the first time that they're having to use a mask all day long. And that's a lot, you know? So we just wish all good things.
When I was little, I went to the regional school. Let me put it this way. I went to, it was called Jane A. Neal Elementary School. It also happened to be the regional school for kids with disabilities. So I got to see a lot of kids who had all kinds of different disabilities, and they were dealing with a lot. And I think after seeing what these kids were dealing with in terms of all these different types of disabilities and all the different adaptive tools that they needed just to go to school, and sometimes just to breathe.
Go sit down.
I'm realizing wearing a mask, from my point of view, is not asking an awful lot after seeing the kids that I, went to school with.
Yeah.
So many of us have not even seen kids with disabilities, and don't realize what they're going through.
Exactly. And a lot of times it's, in my opinion, it's more, it's a difficult, more difficult situation than what we call the children without special needs, because those, the special needs children, God bless them all, they, they work best in a lot of instances by having a structured environment. And just imagine what they felt when what they experienced. We will never really fully understand, having to be home, not around their familiar settings with the usual tools or resources that they have. But I just wish all the best for them. I think that they'll be good too. Everything will work out well for them as well.
And kids, kids are great. I mean, we shouldn't say, oh, they're resilient, they can do anything. But for the most part, if you don't pile too much on top of them and poison them with your fears.
That's true. That's true.
Kids start out kind of fearless, not totally, but if we remember not to put our biases and fears on top of our kids,
that's true.
They'll be just fine, as long as they need love. They need the confidence in knowing that you have their back and that they're cared for.
Yeah.
And they need confidence. And
exactly.
As long as they have those three things, they are good to go.
Yeah. And I think that the only way we're going to find out how well anyone does, including the educators, the students, etc., is for them to just put their hand, get their feet and hands wet, so to speak. Just get out there and do it, and just go back, the ones that's going back to school, just go back and just, we can only stay here and surmise, well, we think it might be this way or that way. But if the only way we're going to truly find out is for them to go back to school and us all think positive thoughts. And,
Definitely.
Just hope each day goes well. That's the best we can do.
And even though I know a lot, I mean, I heard from a lot of parents who said their kids were suffering because they were lonely.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping that if Durham Public Schools doesn't do this, that somebody creates cute little clubs where kids can move around and dance and have fun after school, even though you might say, oh, my kid is sitting in front of the computer, but they don't have to be sitting. Hopefully they can join a club after school, maybe after dinner, and dance off their energy so they can sleep at night and just have fun, like, woo, just dancing, having fun and sharing jokes and goofing around and that sort of thing, maybe for a half hour, and see their friends again,
Yeah, and I think that's what it's going to take, because children, they love interacting with each other. That's a big part of it.
Yeah.
That's a big part of it. So, just the fact that they're getting out and going back to school, I think is a great thing. And then hopefully, like you said, they can have some things that will help them, to interact with each other and get just use the energy.
Yeah, like between dinner time and bedtime.
Exactly.
Because they're gonna be on their phones again anyway. With we used to watch TV, and they say kids nowadays watch social media and TikTok and stuff.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, so why not have them get up out the chair and dance around and have fun right before bedtime?
Exactly. Well, those are good suggestions. I think everybody will just find what's going to work best for them, hopefully. Yeah, but we just think good and positive thoughts for the students, like I said, and the educators. And, we just, all we do is hope for a better day each day.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Dr. Jackie Brown, for joining.
Yeah.
Join me any day you like, because like I said, Bull City Hangout is casual. I love it when people drop by and share information, and I love your encouragement. So when you were a teacher, were you teaching in Durham?
Yeah, no, I wasn't a teacher. I was I worked at 𝗕𝗨𝗟𝗟 was the last school. I worked in for anyone they were going for their Masters of Education. I worked in the School of Business and Education. Yeah, so that was that too. And I'll add that I'm also a pastor, so I do a lot of things there too, with the as far as church go. Yeah.
Awesome.
So this and actually, I'm not really a Facebook person. Even my personal page now is not really. It's sort of very private. But I was thinking during the pandemic, I was like, let me just, that's where my husband was from, a little small town. They had a community page, and those people on that page, honestly, in that little small town, they were vicious, to be honest with you, because, they were vicious. And they were blunt and, and then, but then, they were real, like, for example, they didn't like this person that was running for office. So they just started just saying some terrible things. But then in the same sense, they would tell you if there was a lost dog, and then they would be like, we're selling these muscadines here and peaches there in the farmer's market. I'm like, well, I told my husband, at least I see some good in it. Maybe it's a good thing if we do that.
It's just small town life, because it's just small town life, because even I've heard about the small town gospel.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's just, and of course it's going to lead onto the social media, but that's okay, as long as they also share, like you said, the good information about they
did share good information. So that's how I got the idea. And like, it was during the pandemic, I said, it's a way to bring some light in what we call darkness. So there's been a good response, and we continue to get a good response. So we just encourage everybody that will, just join us.
That's why I started Bull City Hangout. I wanted people to join me on camera. My show used to be called Bull City Notes, where I would try to keep it to 7 minutes. I would rattle off the information and go. And then when the pandemic started, I called it a hangout and invited people to join me on camera.
Right. So, that's good. I love it. It's a great concept. And I see, is that a part of yours too, the Skywriter newspaper?
The Durham Skywriter is my newspaper. It's online.
So how do you get that? See, that's when can you go to our page and tell us about, please, when you get a moment, about what
you did ask me to explain myself, and I will do that on the page.
I know I did, because I want to shine the light on your business, or what I don't know if you call it a business, but what you're doing, and then also to give us the information for what's happening over with the Operation Breakthrough. You said
Operation what was it? What's it called? Backpack.
Yeah. Please put that out there so we could
see where it says DurhamSkywriter.com. So that's That's how you get to my newspaper.
Uh-huh.
And then when I was talking about things like the Durham County Back to School Bash, that's on the school page. So the Skywriter actually has a bunch. You know, when you see me grabbing my iPad and reading from the health page and the sports page, that's from the Durham Skywriter. So check it out, and you'll notice I have a school page, a health page, sports page.
Oh, I have noticed that. Yeah, I have noticed that, to be honest.
Yeah.
I noticed that. I saw it, but I just didn't know if that was really yours connected to. Okay, it's great. That's just really good. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much.
Yeah, okay then. And I appreciate you inviting me, the invitation, and I look forward to collaborating with you more in the future too.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Thanks for everything you're doing. Yeah.
Thank you,
Yeah, okay.
Dr. Jackie Brown. Nice to finally meet you.
Thank you. I know. You too. Take care, right?
Yeah, have a beautiful day.
Okay, you too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
How about that? It was so fun to finally meet Jackie Brown. She's quite the force on Facebook. She's being modest, but that's okay. But anyway, let me respect your time and go on about my business. Be sure to share this out so that more people can know what's happening today in Durham, so they can also meet Dr. Jackie Brown, a force to be reckoned with. So with that, you have a beautiful day. It's going up to 91. It's 88 right now. It's not going to rain today. Tomorrow's going to be 93 and sunny. Have a beautiful day, and gather up the courage to join me on a future edition of Bull City Hangout. I would love that. So I will see you later. See you tomorrow at noon for Bull City Hangout. Ciao for now. Let me scroll down, and there it is. See you tomorrow.